because you are live now. Hi everyone. Happy Tuesday. What a beautiful day. I've been meditating today and something came to my attention that how come I haven't talked about shamanism and who are the shamans. Hi everyone, welcome, 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 and happy Tuesday everyone. Yeah, so we decided to go ahead and start our first series of shamanism. Who are the shamans, and am I a shaman? Okay, so tell me everyone, where are you from? What country and what city? I would like to know where you're joining me from. Yes, Meshad John, the topic is shamanism. What is shamanism and who are the shamans? And I would love, love, love to know your opinion on it and let me know. Okay, Paris from Denmark, welcome from Denmark. Hello Arezu, love to see you from Vancouver, Canada. Susan is from Washington, D.C. Hi, Susan John. Missed you, love. You are such a beautiful soul. Hi, Ferishte. Welcome, Fariba. Yes. So please let me know where you guys joining me from. And then I would love to know your opinion about shamanism and who are the shamans. By the way, guys, I asked Amon to join me. I did a join live with him last Thursday. I'm sure you are all what? Yes. Hi, Ferishtajan, welcome. I am sure that you all remember Amon. He's been a yoga teacher, meditation, chakras, and all that. I did a join live with Aman last Thursday. If you guys haven't seen it yet, it's on YouTube. And by the way, guys, everyone who will subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sudi Burnett English, will receive a gift. It can be a CD. You guys know that I have 16 exercise DVDs, from fat burning to Pilates to weightlifting to belly dancing to yoga to Tai Chi. So I have 16 exercise DVDs and you guys can choose one of those. Also, you are aware that about, let me see, don't quote me on it, but I think it's about 8 years ago that I came with my online course. The first topic that I thought it was crucial for everyone to know about was who am I? And the next one was, what is meditation? What is meditation? We keep talking about it, but the correct definition, in my opinion, about meditation. And then the third one was mindfulness, guys, mindfulness. By the way, I have chosen a drum music today from YouTube because shamanism, it's all about, I mean, by this side, Amazon jungles, which you know there are so many countries there, Dominican Republic, Brazil, Peru, and so many other countries. On that side of the board, they use drumming. Drumming is tools that they use to take you into the trance state. Okay, and I'm gonna play one for a few minutes today so we can kind of get a feel of drumming, and I'm gonna talk more about it, why drumming and what does it do. So I'm just going to take a few seconds and welcome everybody. As usual, it's my pleasure and honor to have you guys to join. If you guys think you have some friends who want to know about shamanism and they like to get a taste of healing, you can ask them to join us. It would be great. And in about an hour, Amon will join me, and I'm thinking about doing some joint webinar with or collaborating with Amanullah. And so many things has happened. By the way, I wanted to let you guys also, you know, when we look at our reality outside, so many things happens, and oftentimes we call them coincidences. I don't believe in coincidence. I believe everything is being divinely planned. But anyhow, as I was thinking that I'm gonna expand in my shamanism and give you guys more knowledge about it, a friend of mine contacted me, and they're doing a 3 days workshop in Sedona, Arizona. And they asked me to join. And if you guys are not familiar with Sedona, I would invite you guys to look up Sedona. It's a very, is known for a very healing city, and it's, the mountains are talking to you. It's one of the PowerPoint areas in the world. So look up. I haven't told them yes, but it's going to be happening 3 days by the end of July, which is this month. And I let you know, guys, if I have decided to go, I will let you guys know. Isabel. Yes, Isabel, welcome. Nothing shows up in our lives by accident. Exactly. So, if you guys are all ready, I'm going to have a sip of my drink. My drink today, guys, God knows what's in it. It's the muddy, it reminds me of ayahuasca. Ayahuasca is a little more browner. I will talk about ayahuasca also. But this is my green powder. Oh, okay. Doesn't taste that amazing, but it's green powder, wheatgrass, barley grass. I have a mix that is very good. I also sent one of my mixture to Zareen. You guys know Zareen. She's one of my dearest friend, one of my client, one of our youngest client. She's 74 years old, and I sent her the mix. It's what do we call it? It's green powder, wheatgrass, barley grass, spirulina, broccoli, kale, blah blah blah. And I also add vitamin C powder, turmeric for inflammation, cumin for digestion. What else did I put in there? Cinnamon for blood sugar. I think that's about it, what I remember, with water, guys. So this is my breakfast. I haven't eaten for how many hours? Let's see. It's been about maybe 16 hours. Yeah. So if everyone's ready, let's start our live today about shamanism. Shamanism is one of the oldest spiritual practice. It started from Siberia, and then it started moving eventually to China and Tibet and all those areas. And then the shamans are living all over the world. Unfortunately, we didn't have that many left. But I was watching a documentary from Siberia, and they were talking about the Russians that got rid of, they were very cruel, and they got rid of a lot of shamans. But the fortunate news is that more and more shamans are rising up again and coming back. Shamans were the first doctors, psychiatrists, coaches, nutritionists. They basically worked with the soul of the human beings. They believed that the soul can be fermented. If we can say, like, what do I mean by that? You know what fermentation is, guys, right? Fermentation is when you basically take, for instance, when we fermenting vegetables, we take the fresh vegetable, and we put it in, soak it in salt and water, and that would ferment over the time, and blah blah. I don't know why that came to me, but anyhow, basically the shamans were able to transcend to a different or parallel reality. So shamans believe that they're here to get me. They believe that the reality that we see, it's not real. They call the reality that is the vision or translation through the lens of mind ego. They believe this is a fake reality, and there is another reality that is real. But in order to transcend and to get access to the other reality, they got themselves into a state of trance. And some of the shamans, they use hallucinogenics like mushrooms, magic mushrooms, DMT, whatever creates DMT in the brain, also ayahuasca. So they used hallucinogenic drugs or things to get them to an altered state, to a higher consciousness. And some of them only and solely use drummings. So shamans believe that we don't have, just after closing this chapter, that the reality that I see through my six senses is not real. They find a way to get access to a different reality, or we can call it higher realm. Also, shamans believe in an upper world, middle world, and underworld. So they believe there is life underground, underworld, and they believe in the middle world, and they believe in the upper world. So a shaman has access, ability, and capability to go to a altered state, higher consciousness, to move to a different reality. What's the purpose of doing that, guys? The purpose is when I get out of the mind and ego and I get access to a higher level, I move into a different level of vibration. Therefore, we can get access to a lot more information, and the shaman will bring that information back and relay that information to other souls, and they also were able to heal other human beings. So this is great, because as a shaman you can see and read the Akashic record. You can see and communicate with the soul of another human being, and you can see how this soul is disturbed or how it's been hurting, or the pain or the story. So people also went to shamans, or they go to shamans for various reasons. Some people would go to shamans to get more money, or have a better business, or have better luck, or to get pregnant or have children. So the shamans, by traveling and going to a different realms, will be able to connect with the soul Akashic record and see what is their storylines, what is it about, what lessons they need to learn, and then they would have access to that information, and they will come back and they will start working on others. So I haven't been to Mexico, because Mexico is huge with using magic mushrooms, and so many celebrities like Elton John and blah blah blahs in the 60s and 70s, they went to Mexico, and they let the shamans to give them mushrooms with their guidance and help them out. Now, I went to Peru and I went to Amazon jungle. I kind of connect more. My soul guided me to go to that part, and they deal with ayahuasca, and I connect more with them. I'm not saying that at some point of time I would not go to Mexico, but the difference between mushrooms or ayahuasca is that mushrooms, some shamans, they believe that mushrooms is much harsher, and it could work in a captivating the other person's souls. But ayahuasca, as we call it, the healing planet, is very much more, not the mushroom doesn't grow from the earth, but ayahuasca, they call it the Mother Earth healing plant. So they read the ayahuasca energy as the mother. Now, we know, guys, that there are many documentaries on YouTube you can watch and see how the shamans were able to work on people in so many different levels and help them heal. The majority of people who have addiction problems, they have gone to shamans. Some of the best doctors or psychologists that I know of, and I'm pro, they believe in psychedelic drugs and how it can heal mentally, emotionally. It can help people. It can help people to release their addictions. It doesn't matter how many years they have been addicted. We have seen that people who were addicted to cocaine or opium for 20, 30 years, they go to shamans and they are able to release their addictions. We can see that people who have physical problem, cancers, tumors, fibromyalgia, different illnesses, they have been treated and healed by the shamans. So I'm very pro shamans. But for my own experience, when I was 3 or 4 years old, I used to go to the yard. You probably have heard this story from me, and it's I talk about it also in my book, Awakening Not Allowed, that I used to go to the yard and pick up leaves, other herbs, plants, and flowers, and I would use a stone to cut them or chop them up. And I love to see the smell of the plants or the flowers as I rub them with stones, and then I would cut them into pieces and then put them in a pot, and then I put water in it, and I would imagine that I was making a soup, and this soup was for everyone to eat, and whoever ate that soup will become happy. This is the mind of a 3 or 4 years old, right? I used to have a imaginary friend, but as a shaman, we call them spirit guides. And shamans, all shamans or healers, they work with the help of other spirits or other higher beings to do the job. So I used to have this friend, and this friend, imaginary friend, which later on I find out that it was a higher being, coming into a little child body that I could only see, would guide me through my life. I remember one day, I used to go around, when I was around 4 or 5, I used to go swimming when my parents were taking a nap. Some friend of mine told me those who mushroom became numb to everything. I don't believe that, but let me say, John, pin your comments and I would get back to it, love. So, yeah, so I used to go when my parents were taking a nap in the afternoon, I used to go swimming. And one day I noticed some sensation came over my body, and it was a layer and color of grayish that I felt fear in my body. And that higher being, my friend, guided me to look to my right side. And when I looked to my right side, I noticed a huge snake was rolling and coming towards me, and he was picking up his head and banging it, and I got very scared. And when I came to run, because I was, when you're in a state of fear, you kind of, your mind, your brain gets shocked. I knew the snake is coming to attack me, so instead of running the opposite side, I ran towards the snake, and I felt the wetness of his tongue through my little tiny skinny leg of a 5-year-old. And it was at that point that higher being protected me through being harmed by the snake. I'm sure many of us, when we look back to our childhood, we can see and feel that we knew of an existence of something else, as we call it, an imaginary friend. So, making the story fast forward, at age 10, my father passed away, and again, I went to take a nap. As soon as I put my head back, I went to a trance state, and I saw what happened to my father. I went through the accident, the car going down the alley, and I was screaming, and I was trying to avoid my father to die in that accident. But something, as I was screaming and yelling through the fast moving of the car downhill, as I was trying to do something, here it was again, that higher being that pulled me back. And from what I remember, maybe I haven't shared these, I heard very clearly that higher being, my spirit guide, told me, you cannot stop this. This has to happen. So from the time my father passed away, I started being in touch with his spirit, and he would communicate with me. He would always come at night and talk to me. He would guide me through what I needed to do. My childhood has been very fascinating. But because I knew there is a higher being protecting me, beside that one incident with the snake, I have never felt any fear in my entire life. And many times I would put this into a test. I remember I used to go, there was a street, I was living in Iran, and there was a street that it was a two-way traffic. And I would take my bicycle, go up hills, and come down the hill without taking any break, and go right through the two-sided traffic. And I was never ever being fearful, and I never got hurt. So there was something that I knew since I was a little kid, that this life is magical, and there is something that is protecting me the whole time. So fast forward, you guys have heard over and over about my near-death experience that led me to get to a higher realm, and the information that I've been giving to you guys has been coming from that experience. But then again, it took me many years to kind of put all those information together and get it out of a puzzle. So I have times that, what is Said is asking, the higher being voice was in your intuition. Intonation. We all, this is my belief, guys, I believe that we all come to planet Earth with guides. We have our own guides. Now, what happened is, some of us find out about them at a very young age. Some of us would recognize them and know them and start getting in touch at the later years. Some of us would never ever recognize our higher self or that higher being, and we never get in touch. So I know, Said John, that during all these years that I have been doing healings in my seminars, and also when I'm doing webinars. I am aware the one who's running and doing a job, it's not me. I know that consciously, that when I'm doing a private coaching session, I am going into a state trance, and my body, my voice is being used as a vessel through a higher being to doing that. I told you guys about my very first seminar in Dubai that I had no clue what I was doing. I had no clue how the 4 days seminar is going to be about. But at that point, the first time when I moved to the room, although I checked out the room ahead of time and I got permission, asked the room if I had permission to use its space, and the room allowed me to do so. And it's funny because I got there, I got to Dubai 2 days ahead of time, and I said I need to see the room. And when I went there, before I entered the room, I asked the room, I said, am I allowed, do I have permission to use you for 4 days? And it was really funny because what I heard back is my pleasure, and I start laughing, or with pleasure. So the first day as I got into the room, I just looked at all those people who were sitting there, and I looked all around the room. It was like hundreds of higher beings who were guiding me and soliciting, getting into my space, using my space. No, I'm just kidding. But anyhow, I noticed right then that there was nothing for me to do, and they were doing the work. So basically, my body was being used for the higher being to do the job, to work on people. I never forget, it was a point that I came conscious and I noticed that I was talking, lecturing, and I saw myself talking, and I left again. That's why if you ever ask me, like, how was your seminar or what did you talk about, I have no clue, because I wasn't the one who was doing the talking. And I know for years that when I'm working on someone, it's not me who's doing the job. So knowing that, it gives me assurance that what's being done, it's right. Otherwise, if I was thinking that I am the one who's doing that, then I would come from the lens of ego mind. I wanted to control the situation. Then I would question myself, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the wrong thing? Right? So I didn't. How you recognize the mind voice to higher beings' voice? That's a good question, Sai. For years, when I was thinking and the voice who were telling me what to do, I thought it was me. It took me many, many years to distinguish these two voices. It took me many years to realize, when I'm hearing, today do a guided meditation on your live, I would think it's me who is thinking. But somehow I'm trying to look back and realize the point that I got aware that that wasn't me. I can't really tell you. But today is very clear, because the majority of time when I'm doing my daily thing, although I'm doing the thing, I am also aware of myself of doing the thing. And then in the middle, if an idea comes or if I hear something, I know that that's not me. That came from my spirit guide. So oftentimes I don't ask, I don't create any questions, and I know that the majority of time it takes 3 times that something comes to my attention. For instance, put Mershad on your English Instagram. I hear it, but sometimes I'm not responding. Then I hear it again. Put Mershad on your English Instagram. Put Mershad on it. And then the 3rd time, I'm like, okay, right? So I want you guys to know, I have talked about this before, that is the mind and ego that is confused and full of questions. And the goal is not to butt into that and allow the mind to create so many questions. The goal is for us to see how much can we quiet down the thinking machine. How much do we separate ourselves from the thinking machine and don't butt into whatever is saying. So that's the goal. And for many, many years, at first, I was all ego-driven. Even when I had my accident and I went to a higher realm and I came back, I was still very ego-driven. And it took me many, many years till I realized what's your question every time you hear the voice of yourself to recognize is not the ego mind. Okay. It's always the ego mind if it's a question. Is your higher self or your spirit guide when it's a statement? Do this. Now do this. Because I said always, if it's a question, should I do this or should I do that? This is the mind ego. It's confused. It's lack of clarity. Yeah, this is the thing. Thank you. My spirit guide says, questions are existing and is creating cluttered in your mind. You become undecisive. Is it right or is it wrong? Should I do this or should I do that? This is the mind ego. When it comes from your spirit guide, it's a statement. You should do this now. I hope it's clear. So your other questions, Said, you're full of questions. Who is the one who keep asking all these questions? Some friend of mine told me those who eat mushrooms become numb to everything. Not true. No. Psychedelic drugs are being used for depression, for anxiety, for stress. Is not like other drugs that numbs you. Psychedelic drug can help with depression, anxiety, and stress. But the difference is chemical pills or substances can give you a lot of drowsiness, sleepiness, and all that. This is my experience and my opinion only, guys. Psychedelics can calm your nerves, can quiet down your mind, yet makes all your six senses to be opening up. You know, for instance, when I did ayahuasca, it was like the slightest noise was echoed. I was thinking, because everybody purge, they throw up when they take ayahuasca especially, and I thought everyone who's purging, there is a huge microphone right next to it, because the sound was blow, and it's even all your senses, your skin is vibrating. You are extremely vulnerable. Your feeling, your eyesight, everything is much more clear. And if you listen to people who are taking psychedelic drugs, they will tell you that their vision was much more clear. I don't know if I should say that. My higher self is saying, is detoxing the mind. Thanks for that statement. So that's the statement. See, Said, I knew that I got interrupted, and I heard that that's detoxing the brain and the thoughts. I can recognize it really well. I can distinguish between when my mind ego is talking, when my spirit is talking. And it's the same voice. It's not like in my head I'm hearing, this is that. It's not that. It's still my own mind is hearing. But it's very easily distinguished. Is it the spirit guide or is it the mind? So that's about that. But here's the deal, guys. I have been going into trance. I told you guys my first experience was when I was 10-year-old. That's my mission to ask. Okay, yeah, that's a good thing, Said John. I've been going into trance. My first experience was when I was at 10, but never experienced it again for many, many, many years. Even when I had a near-death experience and I came back, I still wasn't going into trance. My aha moment or that fire started when I told you guys I was introduced to a healer, and not because that healer activated me, that meant through the time zone, that was the time that I was physically, mentally, and emotionally ready for the process. What I do is very hard and tough, guys. I work with many, many people on a really deep level. So when I do a seminar and I have 60, 100, whatever people there, it's a very heavy duty job. It's a lot of pressure on your physical and your emotional, especially on your physical body. Even though you're not doing the work, other spirits are doing it for you, but you still feel it afterwards in your physical body. That is a lot of pressures. So whenever I'm doing a seminar, 2-day or 3-day seminar, I need, my energy totally is depleted, and I need at least 2 days to rest, eat, sleep, to recharge my battery again. So it's a lot of pressure on your physical body. That's why I think the reason I got into personal training and weightlifting and blah, 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 it was because somehow I was being prepared to build up my physical body to be strong enough to be able to handle that heavy duty job that was coming to me. So I believe that we are all healers. And I believe because we are multi-dimensional human beings, I believe that all of us are shamans. It's just like if each of us has 100 different personalities, what part do I choose to bring in forefront? Do I choose to bring my unaware personality up front? Or do I choose to bring my shaman up front? And by knowing that I have so many layers personality, during the day, which part do I want to become forefront? Do you see what I'm saying? So it is in my belief that we are all healers. And I believe that we are all shamans. But to choose to bring that part of us forefront, who is this one? Mariam, is it you who want to join my live? To choose what part we want to bring to forefront needs consciousness. I have to come from a higher level of consciousness. So, what do you think, guys? Do you want me to play a little bit of drums to get a taste of it? And then for 5 minutes maybe, and I want you all to join me. My spirit, my higher spirit guide will take you to the journey, and I just want you to relax, close your eyes, and join the journey. Let's go with this, because my higher self, my spirit guides, wants to show up. You should laugh more, guys. You should laugh more. Don't take this life so seriously. It's just a dream. This reality is not real. How foolish for you to see it as real and to spend so much energy to act. So foolish. You are all born with your spiritual guide. And you're all being guided. You need to listen more. Here. The Gaia, the Mother Earth, can give you everything. She is the provider of planet Earth. Ask Mother Earth to provide you and give you whatever you wish and desire. Here on the underground, Mother Earth is the one that rules. Without her, we can't exist. Have respect for Mother Earth. Get permission from her wherever you go. Your home is not your home. You are only a tenant. Mother Earth owns everything. Who are you? That's something you never know. Get to know yourself, not the false self. Wake up. Get out of this illusion. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. What is spirituality? No, sorry. The subject today is what is shamanism? Who are the shamans? Now share your experience with me, guys. How was your journey? Crying. Amazing. You cried. Thanks. I have a joined request. Let's see if somebody wants to join us. So what did you hear, guys? That the Mother Earth is everything. Get out of illusion? Yeah. The shamans believe, again, this reality, it's not real. You laugh at reality? Yes. So when I tell you guys about you are creating your reality, okay, whoever wanted to join, you're not able to join me. Probably my spirit guide doesn't want you to join. They still want to talk. Okay. They want you to know that they couldn't put enough emphasis on Earth, that we are not taking care of our mother. Mershad, let me know when Aman is here. Okay? We are not taking care of Mother Earth. What are we doing, guys? What are we doing? Did COVID teach us anything? Mother Earth is everything. Your crown chakra was open. So, that's why, guys, shamans believe that everything has a spirit. The stone has a spirit. The tree has a spirit. The house has a spirit. That's why whenever I want to rent a place and I move there, I ask first if I have permission. Don't be so rude, guys. We don't own anything here. There's only one landlord, one owner, and that's Earth. So wherever we go, we have to ask for permission to be there, to enter there. And remember, guys, everything has spirit. I love the spirit of water. Yesterday, I was doing a session, and that's why I'm telling you guys why when I do a private session, it's not me who's doing the session. Yesterday, I was doing Mondays, I do sessions after sessions after session. In one of my sessions, the first girl, she was crying hysterically. She was a doctor. And she said she didn't like her job because she needs to cut people up, and she hated it. And then my higher self said, do you feel that there is another entity taking over your body? And then we went through a process, 5 minutes, to remove an entity out of her body. And for a girl who was crying hysterically, she became happy. She said, oh my God, I loosen up. I said, get up and start walking. She said, my leg is still trembling and is shaking, but I feel so much lighter. And she was smiley and happy. Then her sister came, and her sister said, I'm very skinny. I'm ashamed to tell people how skinny I am. I said, I wish that was my problem. I said, so you can tell me. She says, 35 kilos. I didn't know what was going on. I mean, I know physically, mentally, hormonal wise. I've been a personal trainer. I did so much research, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden, listen to me, guys. My spirit asked the girl, how do you feel about water? And she said, I like water. I like to sit down by the ocean and look at the water. And then my spirit guide asked her, no, I don't mean to look at the water. I mean by swimming. All of a sudden, boom, the girl said, oh, I'm fearful of swimming. I had an experience when I was 5 years old and I was getting drowned into the ocean. In the ocean. I was drowning at a point that I was going under the water. I was moving my whole body. I was becoming into one with the water, but I would become separated from the water. And finally, I realized that the water overtaken me. Then she says, ever since then, I've been fearful of oceans and water and blah, blah. Earlier, she said, I love to play with sequences, make necklaces, pearl sequences, blah, blah. And then my spirit guide told her to burn out that memory and being scared. And then she said to give you, let's create a different picture. Let's swim in the warm water. You're being protected. You feel this and that, and you're in control of the water. Let's now dive in all the way to the deep, deep end. Look at the pearl. Pick up a couple of pearls. And she's transforming. Oh, that feels so good. And then my spirit guide said, are you still fearful? And she says, no, I'm feeling great. And then she comes out. Oh, before she comes out, my spirit guide connected her to her body weight. She said, what's your ideal body weight? She says 56, 57 kilos. And she said, my spirit guide said, picture yourself 56, 57 kilos. How do you feel? Feeling good. Let's go to the water, diving in. How do you feel? Oh, I feel great. I feel fearless. Come back to your body. What's your ideal body weight? 56. Boom, 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 boom. My spirit guide played out with her head, with her mind, and then boom, we come out. How do you feel? I feel great. I'm actually thinking to go to the ocean and start swimming. So do you see what I mean? I know the one who's guiding the session and is going right through what it is. It's not me. How would I know in my human mind that this girl had a trauma when at age 5 she was going to get drained in the water? How would I know? Do you see what I'm saying, guys? Then I know I have cancer. I need to deal with it. Powerful. How can you help me? Roya John, you can get a coaching session with me. But before you ask me, how can you help me? Ask yourself and be very honest with yourself. Do you want to heal from this cancer? What's the lesson? Who is experiencing cancer? Who is the one who's urging to be cancer free? I need to know, or you need to know, who is the one that you're dealing with. If only 10 or 15% of your reality, what you can do or not do, or to think or not to think, if it's only 10% is coming from your conscious mind and 90% is from your subconscious mind. Ooh, what is higher self? Oh, by the way, guys, okay, thank you. I have a guided meditation I did many years ago. It's about, they would guide you, honey. DM me, and then they would guide you. Where do you live, Roya? Where do you live? Yeah, I did a guided meditation called Spirit Guide. Whoever hasn't signed up, whoever signed up on my English YouTube channel, Sudi Burnett English, can get that CD as a gift. Meet with your spirit guide, guided meditation. If only 10% is in conscious mind, 90% is in my subconscious mind, that means, oh, Amanullah is here. Fabulous. Then which part has created the cancer? The conscious. Good morning, Aman.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great. I miss you, Aman. How are you?
Excellent. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thank you for invitation. Sorry, on Tuesday, normally I don't attend any live, but thank you for your
Come on,
invitation.
Aman. On Wednesday, you got something. On Thursday, you got something. On Saturday, you got something. No, I'm just kidding. Aman, I was talking about shamanism, who are the shamans, and my experience, and blah, blah, and we played some drumming, and I channeled and blah, blah. You know what came in my channel? They said, my spirit guides, that we don't own anything. The Mother Earth owns everything. We are only a tenant, and we are not being respectful and polite to Mother Earth, and we are creating all these disasters. So what's that about, Aman?
That's actually very, very logical. Just imagine all of us, we're born like this size, maybe about 5 pounds, 6 pounds, 9 pounds. It depends how heavy some people are. Be born in this body, and then where we get this body, it's an accumulation of the food and drink that we received from where? From earth. Is nowhere else. And it's not only for us, for animals, for trees, vegetation, everything. So actually indigenous people, they had this wisdom that they realized we are from earth. This body is from earth. We can be ourselves, we can be from anywhere else as a soul or some whatever you believe, but our body, we got it as a, we leased it, we rented, and we got it. So, and shamanism, it's you can see everywhere in the world these people, these tribal people, because one of the quality of shamanism, people are tribal. They are very a small group of people, they live together.
Yeah.
The first time I got exposed to it was through the books of Carlos Castaneda.
Oh, yeah.
About Don Juan. I'm talking about 45, 46 years ago. And it was very interesting for me. And when I came to United States and Southern California, even I went to some of those deserts that he was talking about, it like Sonora in Arizona. And one of the things it's obvious is any indigenous people, the people that belong to that land, it's like Australian indigenous, or we have Indian in United States. All of them, they have a certain quality, and that quality is they respect the earth, they respect the vegetation, they respect everything else. It's not, they are not separated from everything else. And all the shamans are the ones that they have the ability to connect to the other side of being, to the unknown, to the spirit world, or whatever you can name it on the base of what we believe in it. So I think they are the most pure and connected to earth than any other way of thinking. Even for me, yoga, it's a, and yogis, they are a kind of shaman, but they have some similarities and some differences.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um, I was telling them, I said, I haven't been to Mexico because Mexico, they work more with magic mushrooms. But somehow I was guided. I remember before I went to Peru, one night I dreamt that I'm sitting by a campfire with 12 men around it. And then I got up and I called a friend of mine. He lives in Sedona. He's a healer. I said, Patrick, I had this dream. And then he goes, oh, the shamans are calling you. And Amon, in matter of no time, maybe in 1 week, I got myself a ticket and I went to Peru. I didn't know how it happens and blah blah. So I went to middle of jungle, right? I wish that I had access to, phone to film a little bit or whatever. And it came to me again yesterday that I should go again to the jungle but go with a camera guy who can film everything. So how do we understand each other? Because everything is telepathic, yet I understand everything. I think about something and it was really funny, Amon, because as soon as the first day when we got there, I was so excited. I wanted to see which one is the ayahuasca tree and how do they make it and what's the plant and that stuff. And, they're very tiny people. They're all very short and tiny. And he just pointed at me to come. And I don't know what happened. I was following him, in the jungle, and it was hot and humid and it was filled up with mosquitoes and all this thing. And I was hearing like different noise birds that I wasn't familiar with, trying to figure out what kind of bird is that. And then suddenly, I don't know what happened. My leg touched some plant and it became a huge scar. It was burning like, I was like, ow! And the shaman turned around because I yelled. And then I sat down and he just picked up another plant and he just rubbed it, like you just want to see magic. And all of a sudden the cut and everything disappeared.
Something like aloe vera.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm in the right place, like you're questioning yourself. I don't know these people. Am I in the right place? And then it was a confirmation. Marzi is saying, please put a live Persian. I'm doing actually a live with Amon and Arash tomorrow. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. He's coming.
Tomorrow?
Yes, Amon. Tomorrow is Wednesday. I'm doing a live with Arash and you are in too. We talked about it. I know you're busy Wednesday. I don't know why. Do you remember when we were doing a Zoom call and Arash told you, he said, you're more than welcome to join, and you said yes? Well, we can talk about it later, but
that's okay. Thank you for reminding me.
Yes,
I have a live. I'm gonna cut it short so I can attend with you guys.
Yeah, that sounds good. Anyway, so what's your experience with shamans, Amon?
It was two different experiences I had. One group of my experiences is through the people that they have been with shamans. What you experience a week. I have several friends that they have lived with them for a couple years. And just spending time with these people and going through their stories and what they learned and they experienced one thing, it was common. First of all of them, they are so aware of their own presence where they are. They are very present, and also they respecting others, other human, as much as they respect all the animals and vegetation. It's like there is no difference. Everything is like equally respected and loved. Another thing is they have amazing knowledge about the function and purpose, and as you experience with a certain vegetation, how it has an impact on you. On some of them, maybe even it can burn you, but that the same thing, they can use it for other things. So they have amazing experience, knowledge on that. But one thing I had, it was during the, have you read all of the books of Carlos Castaneda?
No, unfortunately, I haven't. I think I listened to the audio few minutes on YouTube. No, I haven't read the book.
Yeah. At the time when I was reading those books, actually the first book my sister translated, it was Journey to Ichtala. And I think I was 16, 17 years old. And one of the most interesting impact has on me, I realized through that book, I realized I was not present in my body. So before yoga, through books of Castaneda, I realized I was not in my body.
Yeah.
And the impact was huge for me. So I think it's about 3 to 4 years later when I exposed to yoga, it's opened up my experience to my body, mind, and emotion. And one thing I can say that was the most critical impact was having respect for nature, a respect that you normally have for a grandmother or grandfather.
Yeah.
And have a respect for, in a way that it's like everything can be very fragile, and I need the one to be the caregiver of it and be with it, and instead of completely being ignorance and damaging everything and walking and talking loud and everything. So one of the most impactful experience was when I met some of the hunters in south of Iran, that how much also, even though they were hunters, but still they were respecting their the animal they were going to shoot it. They were very respectful. First of all, they were not shooting any pregnant any pregnant animal, any calves, any small child or anything. They just go for that kind of it's like there was an arrangement. It was like an agreement between them that I'm not going to bother your family. You're not going to bother my family. I'm just doing this. And I don't want to sell or something. I'm just doing this for the survival of myself and my family. And the procedures, these kind of things, I saw it in different parts of Iran myself also. So you can see this kind of respect for nature almost everywhere in the world when they are very connected and spending time in it. But when we are in the big cities, we forget this kind of connection.
Yeah.
I'm so glad you always have your lives with in the nature with the
That's why,
beautiful background.
I can never live in an apartment. I have to have earth. I gotta be somewhere, and as you know, I told my followers a couple of weeks ago. I said, you know, I'm living in Beverly Hills, and it doesn't go with my nature because one of my dearest soul animal is the hawks, the red hawks, and they always come and make a nest in my house because I used to be on top of the mountain, and now that I'm not here. Mersha John, can you tell they're contacting me, I was supposed to have a session. Just let them know that I'm running late. Anyway, so yeah, that's one thing. But Aman, what I was telling them about shamans is that they can read your Akashic record. And I was telling them, like yesterday, I was doing a session from Iran, mother and two daughters, three of them in a timeline of 1 hour, all three of them, they want to have a session. And I was telling my followers, there's no way I would be the one who's doing the session, connecting the dots. Like I went right ahead with this girl. She said, I'm only 35 kilo. And then quiet, that's this blue. And right away I took her to, how do you feel about ocean and water? And she said, I'm fearful. Oh my God, I totally forgot about this. When I was 5 years old, I was getting almost drowned in the water. I don't know that. Of course, is another spirit guide that's walking me through this session. How would I know that she was traumatized by being drained when she was 5 years old, you know? So that's why I know I'm a shaman, because no, when I went to Peru, I kind of felt it, but when I went to Peru, on the ayahuasca journey, you know, in a matter of 2 seconds, I was like, ooh, I was like gone. And then I felt that the shaman asked for my intention, or what was is all telepathically. What was I here to receive? And I remember I only asked this one question, clarity about me being a shaman. That was it, you know. So when the journey went through, because I used to be a singer, I was an entertainer since I was a little kid. When I had my car accident and I had near death experience, I lost my voice. You know, my voice doesn't have, with the minute I come to project, I lose my voice. So in the middle of the night, they're starting their drumming and all that. And I keep hearing to sing, mama sing, mama sing. And I got really irritated and start shouting, you know, I cannot sing. But it kept going, mama sing, mama sing. All of a sudden, I start singing. There was this opera voice that it was going and going. And I was like, what? What's going on? You know, this stuff that shamans do to you is like unbelievable. But of course, I didn't keep that voice when I got back. I'm still having the issues with my throat and with the voice and all that. But anyhow, it's how a shaman really sees your Akashic record, knows your soul stories. They know what are the intention, what you come here to do, and they get right into it. So anyhow, I would love to have you longer, Aman, but I gotta go. I got sessions too. I am so grateful that you joined, even if it's short. But anyhow, we're gonna do a couple of Thursday from now, and then I will see you tomorrow in my Farsi life. Love and blessing. Bye-bye, Amon.
Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Okay, everybody, I gotta go. This was planned to be a short live, but it happened to be much longer. Anyhow, guys, this live will be my butterflies here. You're welcome. You're welcome, Zore. You're welcome. Um, it would be uploaded on YouTube, guys, anytime that you go and listen to one of my lives, especially when I do group healing session. Remember, the energy is always there, so you can use it. You can use it, especially when you sleep, and use that for your healing. Love you all. Do you guys know that you are all my soul sisters and brothers? And I'm so blessed to have you guys. And I know, guys, a couple of years ago, when was it? Just before COVID, I was at Conscious Life Expo, and someone read my astrology. It took many, many days before he gave it to me. But anyhow, he said to me that I have max 10 years to make money or whatever. And that was 2 years ago. So that means now I only have 8 years. And after that, I become a spiritual guru. And I would not deal with money. I would not do anything. So let's see, guys, in our reality time, what it will take us to become in about 8 years. Although I know, guys, this reality is not real. Remember that. And remember to respect Mother Earth and be nice and be kind and be respectful. And I love you all, and I will share with you whatever I can this time at this reality on this journey. See you soon. Bye bye.